Hey guys, my name's Dave from Guitar Zero to Hero, and in this lesson I'm going to teach you how to play 1979 by the Smashing Pumpkins based off Billy Corgan's live acoustic performance from the Howard Stern show. Now this guitar here from Ferk is an interesting one and has absolutely no business sounding as good as a guitar of this size. On top of that, it completely folds down to fit into a small backpack. If you're curious to learn more about it, I'll leave a link to it in the description below. If you want to master your chords back to front, then be sure to head over to guitarzerotohero.com to pick up my free guitar ebook. And finally, this lesson simply teaches you one song, but if you're seeking a deeper understanding and fulfillment from your guitar playing, then check out my complete Guitar Zero to Hero premium course and membership. It's designed for those who have always wanted to learn, providing the tools and guidance to finally play with confidence. I'll leave a link to it in the description below. So let's jump into the lesson. First off, we'll need to get into flat tuning. So we'll need to take all our strings down a half step. So E will go down to E flat, A will go down to A flat, D will go down to D flat, G will go down to G flat, B will go down to B flat, and then E will go down to E flat. So that's pretty simple. Each string goes down a half step to E flat, A flat, D flat, G flat, B flat, and E flat. Let's start with the intro, which is the main riff of this song, and it's a lot of fun to play. So we're going to start with the octave shape first. So we're going to have our index finger on the 6th fret of the 5th string and our pinky finger on the 8th fret of the 3rd string. Now what we'll do with our index finger is also lie that finger across all the strings below the 5th string. So we're not actually barring and pushing that finger down. We're just making contact with all the strings below that 5th string so that when you strum from the 5th string onwards, only the 5th and 3rd string ring out because everything else is muted with that index finger. Now that's going to be really important moving forward with these octaves. So to practice that, just hit your 6th fret of the 5th string, pluck the other strings to make sure they're muted. So that is our first octave shape. Now when we strike this, we can also include the open 6th string along with it. We're going to be doing all down strums at 8th notes for this up until the end beat after the 4, where we'll shift this shape up to the 7th and 9th fret. So that will occur on the end beat after the 4. So the first bar, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So after that end beat, we'll hold that out and slide that shape down to 2nd and 4th frets. So after you hit it, slide your fingers down. You don't want to hit it and then lift your fingers to move to that position. It sounds a lot cooler when you slide it down. So in the second bar, we're now in this position. On the end beat after the 1, we'll pick it back up, continuing on with those down strums. Now we'll continue this with all down strums until the end beat after the 4, where we'll basically just do a quick down up strum like that. So that quick down up strum can more or less just be focusing on the open 6th string, and then we get to our 3rd bar. So putting the 1st and 2nd bars all together. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So for the 3rd bar, we're going to place our ring finger here on the 6th fret of the 4th string. And what you should do is actually have your middle finger on this string as well, because we're going to need to bend it in a moment. And having that middle finger down allows us some more strength to bend this string. Now for the next 2 bars, we're really just going to be focusing on the 5th and 4th string. So we want the 3rd, 2nd, and 1st string muted. And again, we can do that by using our index finger to lightly touch those strings. So don't actually fret those notes down. Just always have contact with those strings with your index finger wherever you go. So really the only note we're fretting down is this 6th fret of the 4th string. We're allowing the open 5th string to ring out, and there's one more string that we need to mute, which is the 6th string. To do this, use your thumb to mute. Now you don't have to reach your thumb over a whole lot in order to touch that 6th string. Just the tiniest bit will do. And now if we strum all the strings, only the 5th and 4th strings will ring out. After that first down strum, you'll bend and release. So bend, release, And from this point onwards, we're going to play a continuous down, up strumming pattern. This is the way Billy Corgan does it in his live performance. One more down strum. Then on the next strum, we'll actually lift our ring finger and our index finger will hit the 4th fret of the 4th string. So this change occurs on the up strum, and we're going to hit this position once more with the down strum. So up, down. And then we'll move this position down to the 2nd fret with an up, down, and so far. For the next position, our ring finger will go back up to the 4th fret with another up, down, and then up 2 frets with another up, down, and then finally take this up to the 9th fret with the up, down, up, down. To finish this bar, we'll do another quick 16th note down, up strum at the very end. So the 3rd and the 4th bar in total. Down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, down, up. So notice how we're always changing positions on the up strum effectively, or the end beat. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. And we put that all together, and the main riff or the intro of this song sounds like this. 1 and 2 and 3, 1 and 2 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So now we get to the verse, and there's 2 lines of tab here. So the first line of tab is the same as our intro. We just need to play it through 3 times now. For the second line of tab, we're going to go to an F sharp minor 11 like this. So it's a really beautiful sounding chord. Ring and pinky finger on the 9th frets of the 5th and 3rd string, and our index finger goes onto the 7th fret of the 4th string. We're strumming from the 5th string onwards, and we'll allow the 2nd and 1st strings to ring out. You want to have your 6th string muted, and you could do that with your thumb, or you could use your free middle finger to lightly touch that string. So that's F sharp minor 11, and then we go to B at 11. So to play that shape, keep your ring finger where it is, and we're basically getting into an F bar chord shape, but just up here at 7th and 9th frets, and we're not actually barring our index finger. Our index finger is just responsible for that root note on the 7th fret of the 6th string. We can again keep our 1st and 2nd strings open. So that's B at 11. Now the strumming pattern shown below, and we're going to change chords on the end beat after the 4, or the highlighted up strum you see here. So we'll go like this. Down, 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 up, down, up, down, up, down, down, up. So that final quick down up strum can be on the B at 11, or it can be some open strings as well. It's completely up to you. After the first verse, there's a second verse, which is just identical. Then we get to the first chorus. Now the first line of tab here is very similar to the main riff. There's just a few minor changes to the strumming pattern and the chord shapes we're playing. So first off, we're just going to play an E chord like this. So it's basically a power chord. So index finger on the 7th fret of the 5th string, and ring and pinky fingers on the 9th frets of the 4th and 3rd. And with this chord, we can actually hit the open 6th, open 2nd and 1st string as well, like that. Now we're going to strum this chord with a down, 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 up, down. And on the upstroke, or the end beat after the 4, we're going to go down to this octave shape on the 6th and 8th fret. So at this point, we'll just focus on the octave, and those 1st and 2nd strings will no longer ring out. So that's on the upstroke. We hold that out for another beat, and then we strum it with another up, down, up. So the first 2 chords, down, 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 up, down, up, down, up. Then we move down to this second and fourth fret octave position, and we're going to strum this with a down, down, up. And in total for the first two bars. Down, 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 up, down, 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 up. Or 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. Now the third and the fourth bar are identical to the main riff, so nothing new to learn there. And the first line of tab in total. 1, 2, 3, 4. That first line of tab is repeated through 3 times, and then we have our F minor 11 and B at 11. Very similar to what we had in the verse, except for this B at 11, that second bar, we're just gonna strum it with a continuous down up strum until the end. We're not adding in that quick down up, although you can if you want to, it's completely up to you. That's it for chorus 1, which will sound like this. 1, 2, 4. After the first chorus is a break, and that's identical to the intro, so nothing new to learn there. Then we get to verse 3. So verse 3 is the same as verse 1 and 2 with a different second line of tab. So instead of an F sharp minor 11 and B at 11, we're going to play an F sharp 11 and an A add 9. So the F sharp 11 is just the same shape as our B add 11 that we had before, just down at 2nd and 4th frets. So another beautiful sounding chord. And then our A add 9 is the same shape, just up at 5th and 7th frets. And we're going to use the same strumming pattern that we had for the other verse as well. We're just replacing that and that with this and this. So the second line of tab. And that's verse 3. If you want to see it in context, go to the playthrough at the end of the lesson. We move on to chorus 2, which is the same as chorus 1, except it's just the first line of tab. We don't have that second line of chords. We then move on to the bridge, and there's just one line of tab here. We just have 3 chord shapes. We start with this B at 11. I'm going to strum this with a down, 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 up, down, up, down, up, down, up. For the third and the fourth bars, we're going to use the same strumming pattern, but we have 2 chords within those 2 bars. So we're going to change to a C sharp minor 9. Now this is a beautiful chord. I had actually never played this chord until I saw Billy Corgan play it, and I thought, wow, just a beautiful sounding chord. So from our B at 11, we'll keep our middle and pinky fingers where they are, and with our index and ring finger, we'll basically just swap strings. So ring finger will now go on the 6th string, and index finger will now go on the 5th string. And that's our C sharp minor 9, and then we go to an A add 9. That's on the end beat after the 4. That's just the same shape as our B at 11. So the third and the fourth bar. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4. So the full line of tab in total. That first line of tab is played through 3 times, and then for the second line of tab, it's just the same as the second line of tab in the chorus. So our F sharp minor 11 to our B at 11. So that's it for the bridge. So those 2 lines of tab together will sound like this. Now I'll just play the first line of tab through once, but in the actual song you'll need to play it through 3 times. Next is verse number 4, which is the same as verse number 1 and 2, except our first line of tab is played through 4 times, not 3 times. There's a third chorus, which is the same as the first chorus, and then finally the outro, which is the same as the intro, just played through twice, and then we end the song with that E chord that we have in the intro. So that's everything you need to learn for this song. I would say the trickiest part is just muting strings and allowing the correct strings to ring out, as well as the timing for certain position changes. But just take it slow, follow the annotations, and you should be able to get it. Now, the strumming patterns I teach in this lesson are based off Billy Corgan's acoustic performance, and they are a suggestion as well. But it's worth noting that in the live version, when they play this as a full band, Billy Corgan actually uses a lot more constant down strumming rather than a down-up motion. So feel free to do that if that's more comfortable for you. So basically for this third and fourth bar, instead of doing down, up with our motion, we can just strum everything with downstrokes at eighth notes, and it would sound like this. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, You'd still need to add in the upstroke for the quick 16th note down up strum, but for everything else you can keep it all down strums. And for some people they might prefer that, or others might prefer just doing the down up. So now I'll be doing a full playthrough of the song with a vocal track on top for some context. A big thanks to my friend Eric for lending his awesome vocals to this playthrough. Feel free to play this back as many times as you'd like to practice, play along to, and see how you go.
La Thanks so much for watching. If you've enjoyed this lesson, then I know you'll absolutely love these other lessons too. So hit the link here, or if you want to grab a copy of my free guitar ebook, then head over to guitarzerotohero.com or click the link here. Thanks so much, and I'll see you guys next time on Guitar Zero to Hero. Cheers.